Hola, hola. A couple people in. So I see you guys coming in. I just want to wait for a couple people to come in. So if anybody has any specific questions, we can start going over those in a little bit. But basically just saying hi as I see you guys pop in. I think she actually might still be live on TikTok. So maybe that's where other people are at. But how are we doing today? How are we doing going into this weekend? Buenas noches. ¿Cómo estás? Hello. Welcome, welcome. Just tell everybody, just giving it a couple minutes for people to get in. I know that I think she's still live over on TikTok. I should probably check. I think she's still live on TikTok at the moment. And so I'm just waiting for people who are going to come over to transition. But if you have any questions, start to kind of let me know what your questions are. So today, what we wanted to do was basically cover like business related stuff because Socho does all the cleaning stuff, and that's where her expertise lies. I tend to cover more of the business related stuff. So the, registering of the vehicle or of the vehicle, of the business, getting everything set up, getting your, CPA or your accountant, your taxes and all that stuff set up. Just simple questions like that. So if you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and start asking them. Basically, I just save them off to the side and kind of go in order for the ones that I do see. But if you have any questions, let me know. But hello. Hey, Nora. I recognize that name. I've seen that one before. Anyways, my little pet. My floating globe. Legitimately, you don't need anything to start up. Your startup costs can be very, very simple in the very beginning. So it could be just simple things of like, I actually want to do a video on it. I just don't get a lot of free time to go do side videos where I have to travel. But your biggest startup expense is just going to be your cleaning supplies in the beginning. I always recommend for anybody just getting started off, take a trip to a dollar store, 99-cent only store, Dollar Tree, Dollar General. They usually have a lot of cleaning supplies there that are pretty solid. Specifically getting yourself some, Scotch-Brite sponges or, similar sponges, Ajax, stuff like that. But generally speaking, there's really no startup cost. You can do pretty much everything you need to do for free. Now, there are going to be a few expenses, but it's going to vary based upon what state you're from. So things like registering your business, most of it, if you know how to do it, or, you can get walk through it online. Every state's pretty easy to get registered with the Secretary of State. Where your expenses will start to come in is like in Nevada here, we have to have a business license for the county that we work in, and then we have to have a business license for each individual city that we work in. And so some of those do cost money. It's really cheap. It's not too bad. I think it was like 20 or 30 bucks per license. So it took us about 120 bucks to get started here in Nevada for that. Now I do spend a little bit more on some of my stuff because I don't want to have to do all of the startup stuff. So my CPA actually arranged most of it for me and got that all set up. They set it up with my EIN and everything like that. I think my total startup cost with them was about $500, a little bit higher than what most people would want to spend, but there are cheaper ways to do it and there's more expensive ways to do it. It just kind of depends on how much effort you want to put in versus how much you want to pay someone else to do it. Just like the industry that we're in, some people want to, pay people to clean their houses, and some people don't want to spend that much money to clean their house. And it's up to you and how you want to do it. So Don't have a cleaning company, but I clean houses on my own and I do it alone. Could I make taxes from that? If you mean, do you have to pay taxes? Legally, yes. Anytime you make money, it doesn't matter how you make money. There's a phrase, you've probably heard it, called under the table, where you get paid under the table. Basically, legally speaking, if you make more than $600 in a year, you need to claim it on taxes. I'm not going to say that there are ways that other people try to get away without doing that, but legally speaking, yes, you have to pay taxes on any income earned. And like I said, every state's a little bit different, so their taxes are a little bit different. The federal tax is a little bit different, but generally speaking, yes, the government always wants to get their little piece, unfortunately. Oh, sorry, Nora, going back. So when it comes to like how much everything costs, it really just kind of depends. But you can start up just, doing a couple houses, like a couple days a week. You can get started pretty quickly because a lot of states have the ability to do just run as a sole proprietor, which basically means it's you yourself as a private citizen working for someone else, collecting money, and then basically all your taxes and everything are just handled as personal taxes towards the end of the year. So there is a way not to, get your LLC, not, get your insurance and stuff like that in the very beginning. There are states where you can operate like that, but I would advise against it in the long run, because the reason we always advise getting an LLC, and so many other people do, is because of the fact that you can be held personally liable if you do any damage, if you break anything. God forbid there's a major accident, light something on fire, whatever the case may be. That's going to be you directly that they're going to come after. And if there's a lawsuit, it's you personally that they're coming after for your money. When you do have an LLC or, a corporation or anything like that, those little things cover you and protect you, your personal assets, right? So they can, if we had a major issue and say my insurance wasn't able to cover an issue at a house, let's go crazy and say I burnt down $1 million house. My insurance policy only covers us up to $750,000. Then that other $250,000, my company then is legally liable for, but I personally am not. And so they can't come after me directly. So that's one of the benefits of doing it, but you can operate without. So, hi, Oma. See you coming in. Hello. Any other questions? I mean, Sochi will be up here in a minute. She just was streaming live making the ceviche. Now she is enjoying the ceviche. So it's going to be a couple minutes, but she'll be up here in a second to go over any other questions. For those of you who maybe English isn't your strongest or you only speak Spanish, she'll be up here to interpret it shortly. But you can ask questions in Spanish if you can understand me well enough. I can read pretty much, and I can understand pretty much. You just don't hear me use Spanish very often because I personally don't like making mistakes when speaking. And for that reason, I choose not to unless I know exactly what I want to say and how to say it properly. So, but yeah, how's everybody's week? Anything exciting for the weekend coming up? Oh, one topic I will cover today, and I think I have it on my screen somewhere. If not, I can bring it back up. I know this week a lot of people were asking about writing stuff off, like, on your tax and stuff like that, and taking a deduction. And I do have a couple answers for that to explain it to people. I know it can be really confusing depending on how it's explained and who's explaining it. Hopefully I can explain it in a way that is super, super simple, and it should make a lot more sense. So if anybody has questions about that, I will try to cover that, or I will cover that. As a matter of fact, let me bring that up really quick. Let's see. See a couple of you guys out there. Anybody have any questions? I mean, honestly, at this point, if we're just waiting on her, I mean, any questions, really, any questions at all. We're pretty open books around here. Like, there's no need to, gate guard, information and stuff like that. So if you have any questions, just ask. I'll be glad to help out. Let's see if I can screen share. Sorry. So TikTok, or not TikTok, but YouTube live streaming is a little bit new to us. So there is a couple things that I don't know how to do yet. Little things like screen sharing, because there's some things I want to show you, but I might have to wait till I bring up TikTok for that. Because I know I can screen share on TikTok the way I'm set up. but just kind of being able to show you some things. Jessica, starting your house cleaning business, do I have to register a company or is it not necessary? So, in regards to registering, that's going to be a state by state thing. Depending on what state you're in, you can usually look it up pretty quick. The Secretary of State's website will show you. I always use our two examples because the two main states that we work in are California and Nevada. In California, we can actually operate as a sole proprietor. So we do not have to register specifically with them. I can just basically claim all my income on personal income taxes and do it that way. Kind of like a 1099 employee, if you're familiar with that. But here in Nevada, it is required to operate a business. You do have to have your business license, as well as each individual city and county require a separate business license. So it depends on where you're starting off at. But generally speaking, you can start picking up jobs in the very beginning and then kind of, build to where you want to go. What state are you in? I could actually look it up while we're sitting here. Is she still? I don't hear her talking downstairs, so I'm assuming she's done with her live stream. Okay, yeah, so she finished that up. Perfect. Any other questions? Anybody? Like I said, it could be business related. It could be cleaning related. Believe it or not, I don't talk too much about the cleaning stuff because that's what she does. But I do actually go out. So I do have some insight into helpful things as well as hurtful things. Maryland. Well, let's check that out really quick. Let me grab this over here. So according to the Maryland's Secretary of State website, does say business license is required for most businesses, including retailers and wholesale, which means that you would have to do it. But that part, and I want to make sure you guys understand this, that part can actually be done for free. Registering your vehicle, sorry, I sell cars if you guys don't know. But registering your business is actually pretty easy. You can actually just go to, usually if you just type in Secretary of State and your state name, it'll take you to their website and it'll kind of walk you through the process of actually registering your business and getting your business license. But yeah, so looking at what I'm looking at here, you would need a business license to legally operate in Maryland. And like I said, it's pretty easy to get the licenses. It's actually downright simple. It's only a couple things that you have to answer. And then part of that too, I would say if you're going to go through that process, head over to the IRS website as well to get your EIN. So that way you're actually registered business both on the federal level and with the state level, and kind of get started that way. But you can do both of those things for free just by heading to your local or your state's Secretary of State website, and then also the IRS website to get your EIN. Colorado, let's see. Colorado does not have a general business license at the state level, so there are no fees there. In Colorado, you can apparently run as a sole proprietor. And then that means you don't actually have to register your business and get a business license. You can actually operate, just picking up jobs, when you're getting started, off of care.com or, Yelp or wherever you want to, you can actually start that. A lot of things that people don't also realize too is you don't have to be a registered business to do a lot of things to look like a professional business. A lot of those things just kind of help out in the process, but not too bad. You're welcome. Any other questions? There's only about 10 people around, so just if you guys got questions, go ahead and ask. I'm here to help as much as I can. So, hi Estella, how are you? So I'm assuming most of you who are watching are either contemplating starting your own business, or you've already started and you have little questions, stuff like that. So I feel free to ask whatever. And it doesn't even have to necessarily be business related. Like I said, it could be cleaning related, or if you just have questions about us. I mean, I'll spill the beans on social. Y'all want some cheese may? I got some cheese may. No, I'm just kidding. But no, any questions you have, let me know. I'll kind of go over a couple basic things. I do apologize. I did have one thing prepped and ready to show you guys today. However, I don't know how to set up a screen share yet. And I did want to go over the deductions and expenses for the company. I know that came up in a lot of questions because a lot of people think that because I take a deduction for doing a charity cleaning, that's not free. But I don't remember the individual paying for it, so I think they got it for free, and I had to pay my staff to clean the house. So that's kind of the opposite of free. It cost me money, and by taking it for a deduction, it just means I save on taxes. But a lot of people just don't necessarily understand that. So getting started. Well, I guess in your case in Colorado, the the easiest way, just jump into it. Start picking up your first couple clients, start reaching out and try to do that. Getting your supplies, your starting supplies. Usually I would try to say get 2 to 3 weeks worth, depending on how many houses you're going to pick up in the beginning. But in Colorado, you don't need a business license, so you don't need to go through all of that. You'll learn how to do the taxes over time. But the nice thing is when you do corporate taxes or business taxes, it's a once a year thing. So you don't have to worry about it so much throughout the year, and you can kind of learn more and more as you come up to it. And I would always advise on the financial side, get a good CPA. A lot of people think it's, an extra cost that they necessarily can't afford or whatever, but a CPA can save you thousands of dollars, if not when you start getting large scale, millions of dollars. A good CPA is going to know how to write off everything, how to do your deductions properly. Sometimes CPAs also offer bookkeeping services. So when you start to get larger and it starts to become difficult to say manage 20 or 30 employees, and doing the HR yourself and stuff like that, you probably hire someone to do that by that point. But on the small scale, it's actually pretty easy to get started. So, oh no, you're good. I do understand some Spanish when I'm reading it, so you're fine typing in Spanish. I just don't necessarily respond in Spanish. Are you talking about the audio's cutting off? Like, is it breaking in and out, or does it seem like the internet is cutting in and out? Because we're having some wind right now, so the internet might be going a little bit bad. We do have some pretty crummy internet in this area. And some crummy internet carriers in this area. Like not at all, like zero or just a little. Hello. Okay, I hear that fine. Need that and bring that back in. I got you. I'm tracking. Let me see what's going on here. Let's see. Fresh that. So the audio on my end, all the audio is good. So I don't know what's going on. Let me see something here. Do I have my phone? I do. Second audio source so I can hear what's going on. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying. It might be the internet connection. Let me see what's going on. How's our internet running right now? Sorry, guys. I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying. It might be the internet connection. That's horrible. Oops. Okay. Looks like it's better. Changed a couple settings. Seems I can hear myself now on my phone. Is it still choppy? It's hard to tell. Looks like it's okay. Are you able to hear me now? I'm trying to use my phone as a monitor right now, making sure that you guys can hear me. Looks like it's better. Changed a couple settings. Seems like I can hear myself now on my phone. Still choppy. Okay. It seems to be okay. So hopefully it stays that way and doesn't keep having issues. But yeah, sir. Any other questions anybody has? Whatever, whatever's on your mind, really. Oh, but Nora, were you able to hear me when I was kind of explaining, or is that when it cut out? Anything? Anybody? Any questions? Or are we just waiting for Socho? Says two people are still there. Not at the most exciting live, but those who are still here. Any questions you have that I can help out with? Anything? Anybody? Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live. Just going over any questions you guys might have business related. I try to come in and do those every now and then. Socho does most of the, well, almost all the cleaning stuff. But when it comes to the business side, she tries to defer a lot of those questions to me. So if you guys have any questions about business related stuff that I might be able to help out with. Hello, welcome, welcome. Going over business related stuff and see whatever questions you have, whether it be about starting off your company, what type of things you need for your company, how we supply it, finance, whatever questions you have that I have answers to, I'm definitely willing to help out and provide you as much information as I can as possible. So let me know what questions you have, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. A lot of people are asking about how to get started, where you need to register, how to register, stuff like that. Everything's going to be case by case basis, but I'll just ask questions if I need more information and do whatever I can to help out. See, there's a couple of you out there. Any questions from anybody? Or honestly, are we just waiting for Socho to come in so she can be her wild and crazy self? And if you don't understand me, si tú no hablo inglés, yo entiendo para no hablo en español, porque I don't know how to say it. I don't like making mistakes, and so I don't do a lot of speaking in Spanish. But if you have questions in Spanish and you understand me, feel free to write your questions. You can write them in English or Spanish. That much I can understand, um, but I tend to respond in English. So no questions from anybody. I mean, nothing. Just here to kind of observe. I gladly ask questions. You can see there's not a lot going on in the chat right now, so I can pretty much see everything. So, any questions you have whatsoever, let me know. I'm here to do my best to help out. So, anything from anybody? No. I mean, for those of you who are, in the live right now, I mean, is there anything you want to discuss, talk about? I mean, we do these lives to kind of go over questions and stuff like that. So many people, all the seminar stuff and all that nonsense, whatever. But obviously people talk about how much information they provide and about businesses, that whatever. That's what we're here to do is just provide whatever information we can to help you out. And if you have questions, I mean, ask them. All right, guys, I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. It's been 27 minutes now, and I've only had about 4 questions, and all the people who asked questions are, I don't know, gone or what's going on, but I'll give it a couple more minutes. But if you guys have no more questions, if you don't have any questions, I'll just kind of give it a couple minutes. Soch will be up here to kind of go over anything else that you guys want to talk about. Hello, welcome. Kind of got free reign right now. If there's any questions you have, let me know. I'd be glad to answer them. Like I said, it doesn't even necessarily have to be just the business related questions. If you have just questions about the cleaning industry in general, or heck, anything. I mean, I sell cars too. If you got questions about cars, I can try to help out with that. Try to help you get the best deal. Funny enough, at one point I was going to try to do a channel on TikTok that. Social's actually eating dinner right now. She'll be up here in a minute. But today we were trying to focus on business related stuff. And so that's kind of where I come in. And unfortunately, my Spanish is not good enough to be able to relate to everybody. And so on these days, we're pretty much kind of limited to English only. I can read Spanish, I can understand Spanish, but I can't speak it very well. And I don't want to add confusion by mispronouncing things and stuff. But she should be up here in a minute. Like I was just telling the other people that were in, if no one has any questions, I'll probably just cut out of here then, and she'll take over. But I'm here to answer any business related questions you guys have. Like I was saying earlier today, I know a lot of people had questions when it came to like the write-offs and taking deductions versus expenses, and there was a lot of confusion going on there. It's a pretty simple topic, so I wanted to try to go over that too. If anybody has questions, or just simple, how to get started kind of stuff, or how to do this, how to do that, I'm here to answer whatever. I mean, for those of you who are here, do you think this is too late? Maybe going a little bit earlier because I know like it's 10:30 on the East Coast. Of the East Coast of the United States. Um, but I mean, it's 7:30 on the West Coast, so it's already a little bit later than we normally go on. But um, I mean, here to help however I can. Yeah, on this coast, I agree. I think seven's kind of. It's actually when I look at the analytics, it's kind of the prime time. Between 6 and 8 is kind of the prime time for people being on their phones and kind of going over stuff. So we try to target those times and kind of going over stuff. So we try to target those times. But right now, it seems like I don't know. Maybe it's just a lot of her followers expecting her here, and she's going to be here in a minute. But I think a lot of people are just expecting her here because of the fact that I have a limited vocabulary on the Spanish side, but I'm trying. I am trying to learn. I'm trying to learn more, but I'm afraid to learn too much because then she'll be able to cuss me out in Spanish, and I think that'll be a whole lot worse than when she cusses me out in English. So maybe I'll limit how much Spanish I learn, or maybe I'll just learn it and just not tell her. Maybe that's what I'll do. But by the way, what part of California are you from? Yeah. Yes, I'm actually jealous because I had to come up here and start, and so I don't get to eat yet. I'm going to go downstairs and eat in a few too, but I love her ceviche. It's so good, so fresh. And it's funny because I'm not necessarily the biggest seafood person when it comes to eating on a regular basis, but she comes from a beachside town, so that's pretty much her entire diet. So it makes me try some really good stuff, some stuff that I would have never normally ordered before. And one of the greatest things about having her as a wife is she is actually a trained chef, and so when she cooks, she legitimately cooks, and it's kind of nice. Some carne asada tacos would be pretty good right now too. But I mean, any questions for those of you who are here? She puts in the hours, that's for sure. Between trying to maintain all the social media stuff and kind of keep up to date on that, working anywhere from 4 to 12 hours a day, and then funny enough, I make this joke, having to cook because she doesn't necessarily like my food. She definitely prefers the dishes that she's used to, so she'll still cook when she comes home, and we still get a lot of quality time, even if it's only an hour or two a day. We still get our quality time too. She definitely puts in the hours and puts in the effort. But no questions from anybody. If that's the case, I'm going to go see if she's ready. I know a lot of you guys like listening to her because she's a wild and crazy individual, and I'm a little bit more laid back, as you can tell. Until I get excited, and I do get excited when I talk about stuff that I'm passionate about. I do get really excited, and I have a lot of fun with it. Just talking about getting excited, you can see my energy jump up, and I love this stuff, and I love being able to help out people however we can. That's probably one of the most fun things about being her husband is because if you guys saw the amount of emails that we get on a daily basis with just simple little questions. Yeah, and I think that's the problem too. I think it's the language barrier issue. Um, and I know a lot of people are waiting for her. She did try to explain that this was going to be business related stuff, so it was going to be me. But I get it. I do. It's difficult. It's kind of like when I watch her lives and stuff like that. I can only watch so much because I don't understand 90% of what's being said. Because I mean, anybody who's ever listened to Social knows she talks really fast, and I don't know. I think there's an option. I think if you click on the little thumb in the top left-hand corner, maybe I see a little heart here in my chat, so I'm not 100% sure how that works. We're still learning the YouTube stuff. Um, I've been trying to push her over to YouTube just so we can do longer format things instead of just quick, like 1 minute tip videos, doing more expansive explanation videos and stuff like that. Not trying to get too super long or whatever, but maybe like a 5 minute video, 10 minute video every now and then. And so we do want to start building up the YouTube channel as well. So we can reach a larger audience and get there. But I'm still trying to learn how to set it up properly and kind of add some of my graphics and a little bit more entertaining stuff. So it's not just a dead empty room with my printer and my travel destination goals in the background and stuff like that. New on this, how do you everything too? So more what I mean is on the live streaming side of things. Like I use YouTube and TikTok all day long, and back in the day, I actually had a channel where I did like gaming and stuff like that. So I used to have it all set up, but everything's changed over the years, and so right now, I'm actually streaming straight through the website, so I don't have ability to do any of the fun stuff. But I do actually have what's called an OBS or a software on my computer so we can start kind of playing with things, adding things in, and if someone doesn't like, you can make it somehow like all of that stuff is possible. Some of the stuff that I've already set up on TikTok, I just haven't set it up here yet because we haven't been doing this very often. And there's definitely a big difference between coming on YouTube where we'll get anywhere from 5 to 20 viewers versus on TikTok where she'll go anywhere from 150 up to 1,000 viewers. Obviously there's more people there, so I want to invest a little bit more time into making that content a little bit more appealing. But I do eventually want to get the YouTube stuff up and going too, and just make it a little bit more entertaining here. But there are a lot of people who don't actually use TikTok or live in countries that don't have TikTok that do have YouTube. And so we want to be able to open up both avenues for people to be able to reach out. Same reason that, we have our Instagram account, our Facebook account, like we open all those up for communication purposes, but we don't post too much. I don't really actually remember the last time I posted something on Facebook, but we do try to keep stuff up on Instagram. We try to keep stuff up on TikTok and YouTube, as well as like the English channel on TikTok, to try to keep some of the content, unique and specific to each one of those channels. But let me see something really quick. Is it in the chat? See, so I don't know how it looks like on your side. Actually, let me look at my phone and see. Yeah, so in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little heart symbol. That's where you can do your likes, I believe. Let me just try it. So it gives a heart, but I don't know if it's a like. I don't know the difference. Like I said, I'm still learning. I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, yeah, if you minimize the chat or get out of the chat, you can actually hit the like back on the main page. That's how you do it. Took me a second, but I knew I could figure it out. But for those who are here, I mean, any questions at all? Do you guys have? I mean, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to answer as many questions as I can and help out as much as I can, more on the business side of things. But if there's any questions you have, throw them up there in the chat. Let me know what I can do to help out. See a couple people starting to come in now. I'm thinking she should be up here in a minute because I've been up for about 40 minutes. So I'm assuming she should be up here shortly and go over any other questions you guys have. And I'll stick around too. So if you have questions for me, but you don't speak English, I guess you wouldn't understand what I'm saying right now. But she can always translate, and she does that a lot too. So, and I've noticed that there's a lot of really helpful people in the comments, whatever, that help translate as well. So. I guess I'm going to pause real quick and see what her status is because she should be up here any minute. So give me a second. I'll be right back. Are you still on TikTok? Oh. I'm just sitting there. No one's asking anything. I'm literally just randomly talking. I was like, I don't know if they're waiting for you or what the deal is, but like, literally I only have like 2 or 3 people actually saying anything. Kind of 8 right now. I've been sitting between 2 and 5 on average. I think it's just because most of the people don't speak English, and so I'm not getting a lot of feedback. We could always set it up for another time, but yeah, it's you. So.
How can you say goodbye if there's not people here?
There's 7 right now.
I can go rest too. I was just sitting literally.
No, I know. No, it's funny because like even people were asking, and she was like literally updating, like, no, she's upstairs. She's just eating her ceviche. She just prepared for herself.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah. I mean, if nobody has any questions, we can maybe set this up for another time. Basically, where both of us are here, so that way she can translate and stuff for those who don't understand me. But yeah, give it 40 minutes. I've got 4 people on right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and chalk it up. And if you guys do have questions, you know.
Podemos hacer un live para mañana, chicos, como les dije, a las 6 de la tarde. Pues ahorita mi esposo lo intentó, pero pues no hay muchos aquí conectados y no tiene caso que estemos aquí pues perdiendo todos el tiempo porque ya es tarde para la mayoría de nosotros. Entonces vamos a descansar y nos conectamos mañana a las 6 de la tarde. Sí, Frida, mañana a las 6 de la tarde. Ahorita son las 7:46. Mañana yo voy a descansar todo el día por fin. Entonces, mañana me conecto por la tarde a las 6 de la tarde, hora de Vegas. Y si tienen preguntas o si tienen dudas, aclaraciones, sugerencias, pues mañana nos vemos. ¿Cómo ven? Porque ahorita sí, les prometo que lo intenté, pero ya vieron que estaba hasta cocinando a la hora que me conecté y mi esposo también venía. Mejor mañana a las 6. Sí, ahorita son las 7:46 aquí. Cuando sea las 6 de la tarde de hora de Vegas, mañana nos conectamos, ¿vale? 7:40. Es el mismo tiempo que acá.
Mm-hmm.
Es el mismo tiempo que acá. Tenemos la misma hora. A las 6 de la tarde mañana nos conectamos, ¿ok, chicos? Pues lo vemos mañana. ¿Sale?
¿Qué es sale?
Sale es like, ¿ok?
Oh.
It's very colloquial.
What don't you understand? No, we were talking about earlier because I was talking about like the like button and stuff like that. Like, you mean just the format compared to like TikTok?
No, mucha gente no sabe cómo ver, even many people doesn't know how to even look if we are connected or not.
Oh, because that sends you an alert saying you're live and they can always
Yes.
find you. Yeah, you have to go to the website to do that. Yeah.
Yes. No all of people can do that.
Yeah.
Sí, buenas noches, besos y bendiciones. No entiendo el YouTube. ¿Qué es lo que tienes? Limpieza con la Queen. No entiendo. ¿Tienes algún video o algo? Puedes mandarme un correo electrónico, lo tengo ahí en mi YouTube, en mi TikTok, o a copia del link on my channel. Yeah. Quiero compartirlo y no puedo. O mi canal de YouTube. No te preocupes, ahorita vamos a terminar el live y nos conectamos mañana, chicos, porque ahorita ya es bien tarde. ¿Qué les parece? Si alguien tiene alguna duda, pregunta, aclaración, pueden mandarme un correo electrónico, lo tengo ahí en mi YouTube, en mi TikTok, ¿ok? O pueden escribirme un inbox en Instagram también. ¿Ok, chicos? Los veo mañana. Gracias por estar aquí conectados un ratito. Los veo mañana, ¿ok?
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.